wait, okay.
Alright? Don't fuck up my clutch.
Praise the...
Mama, I love you. P.O.P. hold it down.
Dale, dale, dale.
Is the P01519, and I'm gonna show you one way to get rid of it right now.
So the first thing you're gonna want to do is disconnect the negative terminal. Going to reset your ECU.
Throttle body is going to be right there, and the idle air control valve is going to be all the way under that. It's a bitch to get to it without taking off the throttle body, so that's what I do. But if you feel like a champ, go ahead and try to do it without taking it out. Here we go. So now that that's done, I can show you better. So that's your throttle body, and your idle air control valve is all the way down there. That gray connector has the connector for it. But let's see if I can get an angle from this side so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. To take this off, by the way, is just Phillips here and Phillips here. Just these two. A hose that goes here, connector here, and you want to remove. I mean, yeah, you want to remove these two sensors as well. For the throttle body, you're gonna have 2 bolts and 2 nuts. A nut here and a nut here, then a bolt here and a bolt here. So it's like a square pattern. So you're gonna have nut, nut, bolt, bolt. That's it. You see it's starting to loosen up a bit. Another thing you're gonna have to remove is your throttle cables. It could be a little scary to take them off, but it's not really a big deal. You just open the butterfly all the way up so you can have some slacks on the cable, and just keep them loose for now. When I actually take it all the way out, it's gonna be easier to take them all the way off. So I'm gonna do that right now. There. Like I said, open the butterfly all the way up. This thing comes around. I'm gonna take it out of. Yeah. Sure, like this. I'm gonna take this out. Open the butterfly all the way up. Take the cable out. Take this out. And for the other one, same thing. Just pop it out. It's only 2 Phillips head, but as you can see, they're really cooked in there. I'll be right back. So I finally took it off. This is your throttle body without the idle air control valve. That's where it sits. Those are the two Phillips I was talking about. That hose, one of the hoses connects here, the one with the screw, and the other one connects to the idle air control valve. So your throttle body sits like this, with the idle air control all the way down here. Let me see if I can get to these. Give me 1 second. This hose here, the first one I plugged up, connects here, and then the other one connects to the idle air control valve, which is here. The idle air control valve sits like this, with your throttle body on top. That other hose with the screw, which is this one, connects right in there. That's the 3-point connector, which is that this big gray one here. Looking into intake manifold. This is what I was talking about here. One nut. Sorry. One bolt. Things to point out: if you take off your throttle body and you see that your gasket is messed up, please change that. The new idle air control valve, I'll show it to you right now. This is the new one. Looks much nicer. This one comes with a gasket, so you don't have to worry about that. Other things to point out is that, where is that little motherfucker? Right here. This screw right here was cooked. This is one of the Phillips for the idle air, and I had to get to it with pliers to get it off. That's the only way I could get it off. So I think I'm gonna go get a new one at the hardware store, because I don't think I can reuse that one. But after that, just pretty much put everything back together. I will show you what I think went wrong with this idle air control valve in a second when I get upstairs and take it apart. But for now, right now I'm at the shop. As you can see, this is the shop. But I'm just gonna put everything back together now and see you in a bit. I forgot to mention, the new gasket for the idle air control valve goes into the throttle body, not on the idle air. So keep that in mind. And you might want to clean that this inside here with some carb cleaner. I'm gonna do that now too. Just got the new valve on there. For this screw, what I ended up doing was, I didn't go to the hardware store. I just grinded out like a little flat surface to where I could stick a flat in there, and it worked out pretty fine. Then I just got it tight with some pliers. One tip for the gasket: you want to put it on the throttle body, put the valve on top, put one screw on, put the other screw on, and as you screwing it on, make sure the gasket stays in there so you make a tight seal. I'm about to throw this back on there and see how we do. So basically, your ECU sends a signal to the idle air control valve, adjusting that little motor right there. When the throttle body is closed, which would be when you're idling, this lets more air in, or less air, depending on how hot or cold the antifreeze is. When it's cold, it lets more air in. That's why your idle is high when you're on a cold start. and as it warms up, it lets less air in, which is why your RPMs drop when the car warms up. Your idle air control valve goes bad when that little motor gets stuck. You could try to free it up by removing the sensor, but they don't let you get into there very easily. They have these little safety screws. You could get to them if you grind out a little surface to stick a flat in, and you could take them off that way, try to free up the motor, but it's not very likely. Most of the time you end up having to change the whole thing. The P01519 code, which would cause the bad idle, can also mean that you have a circuit failure in your idle air control valve, and not that the idle air control valve is bad. It could range from being as something as simple as an open or short in one of the wires to a problem in the ECU. So I included a link in the description so you can check that out and diagnose